Alex Lima, welcome back, sir.
What's up, my man? Always good to be here.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Excellent having you in. And Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts, doing some training out there. And how are things going?
Going great, man. And my arm, right after the week after Thanksgiving, that Tuesday, the surgeon cleared me to finally be back to like sparring and doing jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. So that's about the best gift I could receive this year. I don't need anything for Christmas now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So you're doing private sessions. You're also working over at Tidal?
Yeah, I'm doing some work with Tidal Boxing. I'm kind of like an independent contractor with them. I come in, I do lessons, and then we also have implemented, or I came in and implemented we have an actual Thai boxing and MMA program out of there. So I'm now affiliated and associated with 8 Points Muay Thai. I'm ranked under them, which is awesome. I'm what's considered traditional Muay Thai boxing doesn't have an actual belt system like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and karate and things like that. But what the founder of 8 Points Muay Thai did is he found a way to systemize it and give it like a ranking system. So there's 7 levels total. They're called levels. And level 4 is the first like big instructor rank, and that's what makes you accrue like an actual instructor of Thai boxing. So it says you've mastered the basics and fundamentals enough to be able to really pass this knowledge on to others. So I received that just a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
There's less than 10 of us in the nation that have that certification. So it's pretty awesome. It's a huge honor, and I'm very humbled by it.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I saw the certificate in the dojo the other day.
Yeah, man. So now got the black belt and then in Kyokushin, have the ranking in Thai boxing. So just still in the pursuit of the black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So,
yeah.
That's where the Black Belt Jones came from. Black Belt Jones. Because I'm always jonesing for that next level.
That's your alias online, right?
Yeah, Black Belt Jones is just kind of like a moniker thing. It's usually just Black Belt, but the Jones is just something that I added because I'm always jonesing for like something more, always on that pursuit and hunt. It's the mindset.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, sports is a lot of mindset, all mindset. So martial arts, and this gets into health, nutrition. You talk about diet. And then I wanted to get into some UFC/fight news as well. Yeah,
man. Yeah. So, on top of that, to add to my wall of certificates and stuff, I'm nationally certified strength and conditioning coach. So personal trainer certified in that, not just a guy that says, hey, I think you should do this and that. Like I've actually have education and a background in it as well. On top of my background as a paramedic, my understanding of the human anatomy and physicality and things that, it goes beyond just the average person that's just into working out. And I'm not saying that to boast. I'm just saying I understand this stuff on a scientific level, and that makes a difference.
Right, yeah, because it's so much of just a tweak here or there. It's like I remember at one point whenever I was, coming up, I was like after school, after, college football and everything, and I was like, oh, I'll grab some grape juice and this, and I'll drink some juices. That's great. It's fruits, right? And my friend's like, yeah, but look at the sugars. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. So, you think you're doing something great for your body, but it's loaded with sugars.
It is. So honestly, as long as it's right after your workout, now, of course, depending on if someone's diabetic or whatever, but right after your workout, it'll give you a glycemic spike.
Right.
So if you're a strength and conditioning guy trying to put on some muscle mass, it'll actually help to release growth hormone, human growth factor.
And that's why you take your Gatorades too right after when you're kind of down or
Gatorades is during. Gatorade should be during your session because you're trying to replenish your electrolytes. So your heart, remember, is a sodium and potassium pump. People think that when they sweat, like I was having a conversation with a guy after training yesterday, he's like, man, I drink water all day, but I still feel like I'm dragging. And I'm like, you can drink water all day and still be dehydrated.
Right.
You have to replenish your salt, your sodium and potassium as well. Because as a paramedic, I've ran on calls where a guy was outside working and he just drops because he's because what happens with that overexhaustion, you sweat, you're overheating, and then your body stops sweating. When you stop sweating, you have reached a critical state because you can no longer produce anything to cool you down.
Right.
So people are like, he had gallons of water next to him, and people are like, he was drinking water all day. I don't understand how he can be dehydrated because I take his blood pressure and that's like, 50 over 30 or whatever, right?
Wow.
And it's because, but you need your electrolytes as well. So water, is great to an extent, but there's other things that we need, nutrients.
Absolutely. So Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts, private sessions. You can reach out to the show hotline, 813-917-1894. 813-917-1894. We'll put you in touch with Alex. Also, diet plans, nutrition. I can talk to you about those things as well. Martial arts training is what I do with him as well. I love to do that. That's a lot of fun, just making the time to get in there. I do want to get onto a quick story, and then we're going to come back more with Alex here. But this is some of the stuff that's in the news lately. Of course, Twitter with child porn, and it just seems crazy to have to even talk about this stuff. Alex, I'm a full-time realtor. The real estate is what I do. I do a part-time radio talk show, but I just feel like this is something that I'm led to as a Christian to bring to light. Hopefully, people can see what's going on here and take action and call your congressman. I mean, whatever you need to do, but check this clip.
Here to discuss is Daily Wire reporter Amanda Prestigiacomo. So, Amanda, a very concerning aspect of Twitter for years now is finally being addressed, at least more directly. What do we need to know here?
While Twitter has allowed pornography on the platform for years, the company has recently taken heat for its issues with child porn and other non-consensual content. A bombshell report from The Verge this summer revealed that Twitter was unable to effectively detect and remove such content. Now, since Elon Musk has officially taken over the company, he suggested that these problems are even worse than we thought. He described the site as a, quote, crime scene and said removing child sexual exploitation materials is now his #1 priority.
Okay, so what kinds of steps is Musk taking to address this issue?
So anyways, I'm going to stop the clip there for time purposes. But yeah, look at what's happening with these Twitter files, right? You see the blatant collusion with the federal government. Now the child porn's coming to the the forefront. He said it's even worse than he thought it was. Elon Musk says, pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret the government has become too powerful.
Yeah.
They have too much power, too much. I mean, and going back to I think people have forgotten already, guys. This was just not even a couple years ago, how they shut down our businesses. They made us quarantine. They made us stay indoors. I mean, it was like this, this tyrannical state, that we were living in, and everybody not everybody. Obviously, some of us rebelled and was like, no, I'm not getting the shot. I'm not doing this and that. But for the most part, it seems like the majority just followed suit.
Yep.
I find most people are not free thinkers, and that doesn't mean you have to be ultra creative, but you have to think for yourself and you have to stand up. You can't just always, when something happens, look to somebody and go, what should we do?
Yeah. You
got to make a decision, man.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the decision most people make is just to follow suit.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That is not always the answer.
Yeah. Follow suit and comply.
Yeah. And the numbers show that, the number of deaths after, all this stuff and how many businesses we still have not seen the long-term effect of everything in the economy and even health-wise. What about kids, people that are being procreated or made while the vaccines were first rolled? Let's say the vaccines are perfect now. Let's argue that, right? Say they're great now and they're the best thing that ever happened, which we don't agree with. But when they were first rolling out and people that got them immediately and then they got pregnant and had a kid, what's going on down the road with that kid's development?
Well, I've seen a lot
of
of the kids.
Know, though.
I saw one on Instagram. A kid was just like shaking, like he had body tremors when he was an infant.
Yeah, and what they're going to blame it on some other genetic factor, and maybe it is. Who never knows? But the thing is, you took away people's choice to whether
to say no,
go along
especially
with that.
Just because you work for a big company or you work for the federal government or even the military, to force that on people was unbelievable. This pedophile stuff just really gets me. I want to play this other clip from Charlie Kirk.
So now you have Congresswoman Representative Katie Porter saying that pedophilia is not a crime, it's an identity. So you can identify as a man, you can identify as a woman, you can identify as a seahorse, you could identify as queer, you could identify as pansexual, or you could identify as a pedophile. Play cut 82.
This allegation of groomer and pedophile, it is alleging that a person is criminal somehow and engaged in criminal acts merely because of their identity, their sexual orientation, their gender identity.
So she's saying that it's not criminal to be a pedophile. This is just a normal thing to want to go after children. The Democrats have, for a long time, wanted to decriminalize the heinous acts of pedophilia.
Yeah, and even, so that's Representative Katie Porter. And then you have even in California, they're trying to change the law to say, no, it's not a pedophile, it's a minor adult. That's just unbelievably crazy, isn't it? It's satanic.
It's dumbfounded. I just don't understand. Words escape me. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
But now, so then we got away from that, which rightfully so. We shouldn't just burn everybody, for all this stuff.
Right.
We need to get them help. Yeah. These are mental health issues, man. And now instead of encouraging finding help and and fixing yourself, or fixing what is going on with you so that you can have a better life, so that you're not miserable and thinking these dark thoughts all the time. Now we encourage these mental health issues,
right.
It seems.
Well, the Marxist
and that's
left
sickening,
does,
man. Well, exactly.
The leftist
Not
Marxist
everyone,
does. And the same thing with this whole gender-affirming care and chemically castrating kids and cutting off the breast of women. That's the left. That's the Marxists.
Sure.
They're coming into our country. They're going against all of our norms, and they're trying to take that absolute extreme weirdo position, and that's what they are. They're weirdos, and they're satanic losers. About a minute back to you, Alex. Tell us a little bit more about Black Belt Fitness Martial Arts, how people can engage and follow you as well.
Yeah, man. So, I've just been very blessed. Like I said, I'm fortunate that I'm healed up to the point. I mean, I never stopped teaching. I never stopped training. That was one of the big things throughout this process that I wanted to kind of prove to others and inspire through my social media and stuff that, I had a surgery. I essentially have not had use of my arm for almost 6-7 months, and I was still able to train and be in shape now. I was still able to accomplish getting rank in a very aggressive and physical martial arts style. I was still able to teach others how to be in shape and teach self-defense and things. There's no limits, only the limitations we set in our mind. No limits, no excuses. I say that all the time, for sure, man.
Yeah.
You just got to put your mind to it and do it.
That's right. And have the discipline. The self-discipline is the key. It's the ability to make yourself do what you should do, whether you feel like it or not. Too many people let their feelings get in the way, snowflakes and the like. How can they find you online?
You can find me, my social medias are at @blackbelt_fitness. You can find me on, Facebook, Alex Black Belt Jones. I'm not hard to find. If you Google Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts, you'll find me.
Yeah. Google him.
That's me. He's a Googler.
There you go.
Yeah.
Find him online, Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness, Martial Arts, Health, Nutrition, workouts, martial arts training. And UFC, we forgot to talk about UFC, but we'll touch base on that. Fight News, UFC, we always get an update from him as well. I want to thank Millie Athanison as well, personal injury law, family law, we were talking there. And thank to all of our producers, all those that support the show. Thank you for calling into the hotline and supporting our local area business owners. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rhymes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.